Okay, so now we will learn the numbers in Spanish. And get ready for it because I'm actually gonna teach you all of them at once. So let's try it out. So the first number we have is cero, which means 0. So this one is pretty simple. Cero, 0, cero. So yeah, cero, just like in English, cero, but with a Z. In English, there's a Z, in Spanish, is a C. Cero. And the next one is uno. And sometimes you can say un and una, just like, for example, a and some. So, for example, maybe un mouse, a mouse, un. And then you would say dos mouse, tres mouse. So yeah, but in some cases you can say un or una, depending on the object. But the real name for number one is just uno. Uno, número uno. And it's only for this one, because after that is just the same numbers. So then we have dos, which means 2. Dos. Tres. 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 Cuatro. 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 Cinco. 5. Cinco. Cinco. Seis. 6. Seis. 6. Siete. 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 Ocho. 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 Nueve. 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 10. 10. 10. 10. So let's try it out one more time. So here we have cero, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10. So yes, those are the most basic ones. So after this, you can check them out on the Quizlet and practice yourself. But the most basic ones are 0 to 10. And now let's try the next ones. So yeah, remember these ones. These ones are essential. 0 to 10. They are the ones you will probably use the most. Okay, let's try the next ones. Then we have once, which means 11. Once. Once. Doce. 12. Doce. Doce. Trece. 13. Trece. Trece. Catorce. 14. You can kind of see some words like once, un, doce, dos, trece, tres, catorce, cuatro, catorce, quince, which comes from cinco. Quince. And after quince, it becomes easier, because now we say 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8. So after quince is just easier. For example, dieciséis, which basically means 10 y 6, 10 and 6. Dieciséis. Then we have diecisiete, 17, basically 10 and 7, diecisiete. Dieciocho, 18. Dieciocho. Diecinueve. 20. 20 is 20. 20. 20. 20. So let's try them out one more time. So let's try 11 to 15 are the harder ones. Once. Doce. Trece. Catorce. Quince. Then we have the easier ones. Dieciséis. Diecisiete. Dieciocho. Diecinueve. 20. So yes, so the newer one would be 20, which means 20. 20. And after 20, it becomes easier because we just say 20 like 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3. So it becomes easier. So, okay, one more time. 20, 20, 20. 21, which is 20 and 1. 21, 20 and 1. 21, 21 almost. 21. Think about it like 21, 20 and 1. 22. Think about it like 22, 22. 23, 23. 24, 24. 25, 20 and 5, 25. 26, 26. 27, 20 and 7, 27. 28, 20 and 8, 28. 29, 29, 29. Then we have 30, which is 30. 30, which is kind of like tres. It sounds a lot like tres. 30. So yes, this is why I say that the 0 to 10 are the most important ones, because you will use them a lot. 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3. So yes, this one is, they're easy to remember. So yeah, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. And after 30 is actually much more simple now, because you actually write 30 and 1. You write the entire thing, but in Spanish. So after 30, we have 31, 30 and 1, 31. Then we have 32, 33. Here we have 33, 33. And now you just put the same numbers. 34, 35, 36, 37. You just say 30 and 1, 30 and 2. So it makes it much more simple. And for example, here we have 40, which is 40, 40. If you want to say 41, now the same rule applies. So after 30, the same rule just applies. 41, 42, 43, 44. So 40 and 1, 40 and 2, 40 and 3, 40. And 50, here we have 50, 50. If you want to know 51 is 51, 50 and 1. So the same applies, 52, 53, for all of them from now on, all the way until 100. So 60, we also have 60, which is 60, 60, 61, 62, 69, 68. You just add the numbers. 70, 70, 70. These ones are similar. 60 with an S, 70 with a T. So that's kind of like the difference. 60, 70. If you want to know, 71, 72, 73, and keep on going. 80, 80. 80. 80. You can see kind of like ocho. 80. The next one's 81, 82, 83, so on. 90. 90. 90. 90. The next one's 91, 92, as always. 90. Only 20 is the one that's a little bit different. After 30, they're all the same. 90. And then we have 100, which is 100. 100. 100. Then we have, so 100 is 100 basically. 100. And if you want to say 101, you say 101. 101. And from there, you just keep on going. 102, 103, 104, 110, 111, 112, 113, 120, 125, 130. So yeah, you just start to put the numbers just like in English. So 100 is 100, And after that, it becomes ciento. 101, 101, 102, 102, 103, 103. So it kind of applies the same as in English. So yeah, let's try one more time. 31, 33, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, and from there you just keep on going. 102, 103, 104. And the next ones now is 200 to 2000. After 100, we have 200. So now we have dos, which is 2, and then you can kind of see 100. Cientos. 200. 2 to 100, 100 os. Dos. 200, 200. Then we have 300, which is the same rule. 300. 300. Then we have 400, 400. 400, 400. 500, 500. 500. So 500 is a little different from 500. So there's no 500. It's just 500. 500. Then we have 600, 600. 600. 700, 700. 700. 800, 800. 800. 800. 900, 900. 900, like 900. 900. Then we reach 1,000. 10,000. Oh no, my mistake. Mil, my mistake. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. So after 1,000, you can just keep on adding 1,101, 1,101, 1,202, 1,202, 1,900, 1,900. So you kind of just add the same. You just have 1,000 and then the next numbers. 1,100, 1,100, 1,300, 1,300, 1,320, 1,320. So yeah, now it becomes like a puzzle. You have to put basically the numbers together. And after 1,000, we have 2,000, which is 2,000. 2,000. 2,000. 2,000. So I think it's simple. 2,000. And then we have 3,000. 3,000. So after that is just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1,000. So 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, all the way forward. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1,000. Basically 3,000, 4,000, just like in English. Think about them in English. We have the same pattern. So yeah, 10,000, we have 10,000, 10,000. You can see 10 and 1,000 together. 20,000, 20,000. You can see 20, 20. 1,000, 1,000. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100, 1,000, 100,000, 200,000. You can see 200, which is 200. 1,000, 1,000, 200,000, just like in English. 200,000, 200,000. 300,000, 300,000, 300, 300, 1,000. And then you will reach 1,000,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000. And from there, you just basically put the numbers together like a puzzle. 1,300,000, 300,000, yeah, and then you just add whatever. If you want to say 1,320,000, you would say 1,320,000, 1,320,000. Yeah, so a lot of numbers. You just play them like a puzzle. 1,300,000, 1,320,000. So yeah, you just play them like a puzzle basically. So yeah, 1,000,000. And then we have here we have menos uno. So after like, what you have 0, of course, and you also have negative numbers. So in English, you would say -1, -2, -3. In Spanish, we just say -1, -2, -3. So -1 will be menos uno, menos uno. And then we have menos dos, -2, menos dos, menos tres, -3. And you basically just put the same numbers we just learned and you just say menos before. Menos uno, menos dos, menos 3,000, menos 1,000,000, -1 million. So yeah, this is how it works. So my recommendation would be to play with the Quizlet because this one is very important for the Quizlet. So the Quizlet is designed very well for this type of problems that you need to basically get them into your brain. So you only get them by practicing and by applying it. So yeah, I think it can help you apply it by speaking and to play around with it basically. So as always, thanks for watching. So now it's your turn to practice Spanish. You can find the lessons Quizlet by going into the lecture resources folder. Thanks for watching.